Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nyambura. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about prompt engineering for generative AI. Introduction. Around 115 to 180 million people have access to internet, and out of these people, about 120 plus million people use generative AI such as ChatGPT and Gemini. In Kenya, 42% of people who use internet have used generative AI the last 4 weeks, that's the past month. This means like 9 to 11 million Kenyans have used generative AI, and that is around 22 to 25 million internet users. A study was conducted in 2024 by Know Before You about the use of generative AI in the Middle East and Africa, which shows that around 24 to 34 years old population use the generative AI the highest with 41%, 18 to 24 years use generative AI were 28%, and people aged between 35 to 44 years is 22%. And male had higher percentage of using generative AI than females, that is 55%, and the female were 45. And the keynote to take from this study is the most of these respondents had smartphone, and 88% of them were employed. That means they were more privileged and more connected to groups than the general population. As we have learned, millions of people use generative AI every day, yet many don't get good results. Why? Because the difference is not the generative AI, but how we ask the question, that is the prompts. What do you use generative AI for? We use it to paraphrase or summarize our texts, and also to translate from one language to another, to ask for clarification, more explanation in simple terms, also to troubleshoot an error, and also is used to brainstorm ideas, especially when you're doing your research or teaching or business ideas you may have. What can we use to make sure like we are generating information that we need? We can include such keywords like role play, compare, contrast, translate, or elaborate. Before we continue, let's define the term prompt engineering. This is a concept in AI that focuses on crafting inputs that can be questions that guide AI models to respond accurately and effectively to our needs. And this one will continue to evolve as the AI tools also continue to advance and to become more increasingly useful as we continue with the generative AI, such as asking robot instruction, medicine, research, and 3D assets. And being a good at prompt engineering means asking good questions, which will lead to good results. Why does it matter? Because it improves accuracy, it saves time, it enhances learning and teaching, and also for professional use of AI. There are some framework that we can use that can help us to have accurate and effective answers when you are using generative AI, such as RTTAFD framework. R means the role. For example, I'm going to take one for nursing. We want it to act as an educator. If you're an engineer, you can say engineer. If you're in research, you can say research. If you're in music, you can say musician. Then the task, what you want the AI to do for you, to explain, to create, translate, summarize. Then the topic you want them to discuss. For example, I choose oxygen therapy. It can be anything, any topic you can think of. Audience, what audience do you want it to cover? For example, I chose first year nursing students. You can choose like farmers, teachers, whatever your audience is. And F is format. Which format do you want your answer to come from? Bullet points, tables, right? And then D is include indications and complication. Yeah, and let's see an example of this framework. RTTDA framework. I choose a nursing example. That is, act as a nurse educator, explain oxygen therapy for first year nursing students using bullet points, include indicators and complications. Let's look another framework that you can use is context plus limitation. Context is to add background or setting. And examples such as in a resource limited hospital, L is set boundaries. Example in 5 bullet point or use simple language. I choose this one like the one we have done before. What you are doing RTTAD was to have a context. Then we are adding to the limitation part. Example, act as a nurse educator, explain oxygen therapy for the first year nursing student in a resource limited hospital using a 5 bullet points, including indicators and complication. As we can see, we are going to get a more comprehensive answer than just asking a simple question in the generative AI. Then another framework is 6W and H prompt framework. What does it entail? The first W is what do I want AI to do? This is the task. You can explain, create, summarize, translate. Who is it for or from whose perspective? Maybe from a nursing student, nursing educator, from a researcher, from a politician, anybody you want it to address to. Where will the context be used in classroom, in hospitals, in the community? It will be a presentation. And W, what is the purpose for teaching, learning, or training? Also, another W is which. What specific detail are needed? Indication, complication, examples, and how should it be presented in the bullet point, simple language, or slides? An example for this is explain oxygen therapy for first year nursing students is whom. For classroom teaching, that is where. To support learning is why. Include indications and complication which. And using simple bullet point is how. Some of the common mistakes we make in generative AI is being vague, indicating no audience, formats, and too many requests. You should ask one request at a time. How can we start to improve? One is start simple, define step by step as we have learned, add examples, simplify, and structures. What are the takeaway is to think clearly, ask smart questions, and guide the AI effectively. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe and see you in the next one.